This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. And with me in studio, I have John Ingram, and John is a lender. John is with CrossCountry Mortgage. His NMLS number is 552596. One of the things I want to talk to you today about, John, was credit scores and the mystery of a credit score. And this is something that it's an interesting topic, because a lot of us, we hear our FICO score, we go, oh, good, or oh, no, or whatever, but we don't really know what it means.
Right.
What's it mean, John? What's it mean?
I'd start with the idea that your credit score is not a singular thing. And there's not a singular approach to it. You'll see many providers advertising, hey, get your credit score from here, get your credit score from here. And one of the important things to note is that there's variations in those formulas.
Right.
And depending on the actual lending you might actually go for in a particular case, whether it be buy a home, buy a car, they will use a particular formula. And that formula is not something that you will know which version and this sort of thing. So we commonly in the mortgage business, we'll talk about your FICO score.
Right.
You'll hear, these companies offering your free credit score. And one of the big, takeaways from there is, besides the aspect that there's variation, is just to know that it's probably not the score, the exact number that I'm going to get. As consumers out there, I would want you to take away this. If you have a high credit score, 740 and higher, that sort of thing, you're likely going to be great for me too. That's not an issue.
Right.
Where you should be sort of on alert is when you get into those middling, or if you have a middling scores, or you have a more complicated situation. If you've never had a late payment and you pay your bills on time, you're going to have a great credit score no matter who pulls it. If you're a person that's had a blemish every now and then, maybe a sneaky medical collection popped up on your report without you even having the ability to deal with it, those kind of subtleties is where you're going to get wide disparities. The credit score that you go get for getting a car loan, and this is very common, they'll say, John, hey, I just bought a car. I know I have great credit. They told me my score was 800.
Right.
The key, what you want to understand there is, very commonly, that is a FICO score with a special formula geared towards auto loans. So it puts extra weighting on how you've treated auto loans in the past.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get a slightly different number than one that was built for mortgage or one that was built for credit card. There are these specialized versions of the formula.
Interesting.
The idea is your credit score is representing your credit risk of taking on new debts at that moment in time. If you haven't used a credit card in 1 year, how well does that represent what's going on in your life this month?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Right.
So the old positive accounts that you have kind of fade in their positive influence over time. It's why I would tell my consumers, if you have multiple accounts and maybe you don't use them, rotate them in. Use them once every 6 months or so. That'll keep it from going dormant in your credit score. That'll keep the creditor from closing the account without your desire to have it closed, and will maintain you with the most current representation of you as a credit risk. One of the single largest factors in determining your credit score is how much total credit do you have available versus the percentage that you're actually using at that time. So if you are using, let's say, 60% of your total available credit, your credit score is going to be pulled down.
Right.
If you're using only 10%, you're likely to have a higher credit score because of that.
And if you eliminate a $10,000 source of credit, you just reduce your capacity.
Right. You close that credit card that had a $10,000 limit. Now your total available credit went down by 10.
Right.
What you're using, the percentage that you're using, suddenly goes up.
There you go.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with host Harvey Blankfeld. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.